guys, so this is my latest project. Pretty sweet. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of Hardtail Jazzmasters. I love the body shape, really cool, and you know, can't really argue with the single pickup, single volume knob. And if you've been following me on Instagram, you know that this did belong to Steve from Newfound Glory, and a friend of mine who I've been talking to for a little while now, just kind of a gear nerd like me, got in contact with Steve and found that he was interested in selling this, but knew that it needed a lot of work. And me being, you know, very interested in just the guitars in general and liking fixing up guitars, I said, you know what, I'm totally interested in helping you fix this guitar up and making it, you know, a usable and great guitar again. So that's what happened. He ended up buying it from Steve. Steve shipped it to me, and now I'm here basically just building it from the ground up again. It had been in storage for a few years, so there was a lot of rust built up on there. There is a significant amount of warping on the pickguard, so the pickguard needs to be changed. The bridge was missing some parts. Some of the tuners just barely worked at all. They were locking tuners, and a lot of the thumb wheels on a few of them weren't holding very well. Some of the strings kept slipping out. So I replaced those. They were originally Schaller locking tuners. I replaced them with the Fender brand version, which is the same exact footprint and everything, so I didn't have to modify anything really. And then changing out the string treat per my friend's request. I had to change the pot, I had to change the input jack, and I had to change, or I had to completely swap out like the whole wiring harness and the battery hookup. Since this is an active pickup, it's an EMG 81. It needs battery to power it, and the connector was smashed. As you can see, it is missing the back plate, and I have some pickguard blank material that I got from Warmouth, which I've used before, and my buddy Trevor Healy at Healy Guitars is going to be taking this pickguard and making a whole new one, you know, by tracing it out and everything, and he's going to make a back plate as well. So overall, you know, it's just a really cool piece of history for pop punk, and I'm just really excited that I get to mess around with it. I'm not super familiar with EMGs. I mean, I've used them a little bit in the past, but this is such a suitable pickup for this style guitar, and it really just nails those pop punk riffs, you know, if you have the right setup. I'm using my typical AxeFX preset, where I said a while back that I was doing like a Tom DeLonge, like modern kind of tone, using an orange 80-30 style preset, and that's basically what I've been using for all my tones in the last couple months, but I'm just tweaking them a little bit for the style guitar that I'm using. So, you know, I base the tone around the 335, but I have another one for my Strat, which is a little bit hotter, a little bit more gain. I have one for my Les Paul, which has a little bit less bass, and I believe a little bit less gain. This one has less mids, a little bit more bass, and a little bit more gain, and it just sounds so good. Yeah, it's really cool. It does need some fret work. These are huge frets. They're 6100 frets, and I think that's like the biggest fret you can pretty much get. They're really wide and really tall. There is definitely some fret wear, but nothing too crazy. The fret ends are a little sharp, so that's something I'm going to have my buddy Trevor take a look at for me. And this is a Fender custom shop guitar. I forgot to mention that, but the back of the headstock does not say Fender custom shop, but the neck plate does. And I took the neck off because, you know, just dismantling the whole thing and see what I'm getting into. It is signed by Alex from the custom shop. He doesn't work in the custom shop anymore, but he is the guy that made like all of Tom DeLonge's custom shop guitars and a bunch of other people. He was like the artist relations guy that also made, you know, a lot of like custom shop guitars. I don't personally know if he was the level of master builder or not. I'm not sure, but I know that he was the guy that basically got people what they needed. So the case of this not having the custom shop logo on the back, it may be that he just repurposed the neck from maybe like an American Jazzmaster. I'm really not sure. That being said, I mean, it definitely does have custom appointments to it. I mean, it had the really jumbo frets. It had the locking Schaller tuners on there, which is not standard. But either way, I mean, this is definitely a custom shop guitar. This is not a finish you could normally get anywhere. I mean, somebody pointed out that it might be, I forget exactly what it was. I think it was just like vintage sunburst or something like that. Or antique burst, I think somebody said. And some examples I saw online looked pretty close, but I'm not 100% sure. The case that came with the guitar said that this was Marlboro burst. I've never heard of that. I don't know if that was maybe just something that the guys made up. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a custom color because I know that Alex has done custom colors for people when he was doing the stuff for Tom, like the brown Strat that I replicated. That was just a custom spray color, you know, based off of like a color sample that he brought in. So I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with this guitar, but either way, I mean, it's a seriously awesome piece of equipment, and you know, it's seen a ton of wear. As you can tell, you know, it's got tons of marks on it, but you know, Steve used the crap out of this over the years, and once it's done, it's going to be ready to jam for a lot longer. So I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to do any covers or anything with this guitar until it's finished. I just want to get, you know, the pickguard settled and the fretwork done before I really jump into anything. I mean, it sounds great, but you know, it's not playing really up to shape quite yet. So that'll be in the next couple weeks, and yeah, I mean, I'm really stoked to have this opportunity to play with something like this. You know, something I've seen in a bunch of videos, and I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys later. I just realized I'm not in the right tuning. See you later.